Hello everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV. It is the player ratings for Liverpool 1, Athletic Bilbao 1. The first game, pre-season game anyway, back at Anfield before the season gets underway. A couple of housekeeping things before we get through to the player ratings. Firstly, Tom has done a straw poll, which is pinned at the top of the live chat. That's for your man of the match. So get in there, get your votes in, and at the end of the show, we'll come and decide who is your man of the match. Also, a shout out to Vincent Brenkley. Says, like the video while you wait. Thank you very much. Make sure you do like the video because it helps. It helps us. It helps me. Doesn't help you, but really, really nice. And Savo674 says, any news on Andy? The club put a tweet out about 5 minutes ago saying he's going to undergo a scan tomorrow, so we'll have more on that hopefully tomorrow. So let's get into the player ratings. I'm going to tag team this. I'm going to give my thoughts. You give your thoughts. I'll think of a number in my head. You get your numbers in the comments for each player as we go through. So Allison Becker, get your thoughts in there on what number you give him and what rating out of 10, and we'll do that as well. So Allison Becker, for me, I think he had a really good game. Second half was a bit quieter, but certainly first half he made some really important big saves. He came out, he was brave out of his box. But the thing that really caught my eye was his playing the ball out. You know, he was quick to turn, run and throw the ball. Looked to pass the ball out wide to either flanks. We were playing out from the back, which he looked really comfortable with. He looked more comfortable in doing it with the fact that, you know, he's doing it with Robbo, with Trent, with Matip, with Virgil Van Dyke. He's got a bit more confidence in the players that he knew can do that, and equally he's be cool, calm and composed and play the ball out from the back and out wide to the left. I'm seeing lots of sevens. Second half, I think he was a bit quieter. Athletic Bilbao were looking to play some balls over the top, but obviously, as we've seen from Allison over his Liverpool career, he's always there on the edge of the box or near enough sometimes on the halfway line where he should be, but he's reading the play, and again, he comes out to, you know, not the edge of the box and just past it because he knows he can do that and he backs himself to keep hold of the ball. So in my mind, I'll give him a 7. I can see a couple of you, the Bailey's 22, Ali 7, O'Brien Dennis 7. Everyone's given him 7, just an all right. Didn't do anything wrong. I don't think he was at fault for the goal. So Allison gets a 7. Let's go left to right. Let's go Andy Robertson next. I've got rid of my decent pen. Oh, it's in my back pocket, that's why. Andy Robertson. Again, I thought he was really bright, bombing up and down the left-hand side. His link-up play with Naby Keita, with Sadio Mane, doing overlaps, underlaps, getting involved, trying to get the ball into the box, trying to hit balls round the corner, but, you know, very quickly so Liverpool can get back on the attack. It's just things that we've seen from Andrew Robertson. I know there's a massive caveat with this, that it's all pre-season. I'm not getting too carried away or excited, but, you know, it's nice to talk about football again. Really, really good from Andy Robertson. I think, you know, one thing you're looking for is his fitness. And again, I think that's never been a question for Andy Robertson, but obviously it's also heavily hampered by that injury. It did look horrific on initial sight, and me and Errol were doing a watch along. We both kind of winced and were like, oh God, that doesn't look right. Andy Robertson is the hardest man in Scotland, as we all very well know. It's not traditional for him to go down and to stay down. Looked like he was in loads of pain. The replays and the images that are doing around on Twitter don't look very good. But the fact that he was able to get up and walk and hobble back and whatever else is encouraging. In his face, he kind of, I think he was fine. It might be a precaution, but as I mentioned at the top of the show, he's going to go and have a scan tomorrow. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it's all fine. We'll have more on that when we have it. Loads. The Bailey's 22, we're giving him a 9. Richard Grayson giving him a 9. Steve an 8. Danny Harty Smith a 7. I think an 8's sound for Andrew Robertson. Again, we're starting to see, and this isn't just Andrew Robertson, I think this is Liverpool as a whole, playing like Liverpool that we used to, which is really nice, whether that's because of there's fans back in the stadiums, whether it's the fact that we've got these two at centre-halves, and these two can bob up more because these two are at the back. It's a Liverpool that we love. This man, Virgil Van Dyke, played a game of football at Anfield, and I'm so happy. I'm also gutted that I don't get to see him tomorrow, probably, but, you know, I'm sure he's just as gutted. He won't see me. Again, having that presence at the back, there was several times where he's marshalling, particularly in the second half, he was marshalling Owen Beck. You're looking for that leadership, that guidance, playing the high line. Liverpool are pressing forward, which means the midfielders can get forward, which means the attackers can get forward, which means we see free-flowing attacking football, and Naby Keita can go forward for a bit and interchange, and again, Liverpool can play that they want to. The only slight I'd have on his performance, if there even is one, he should have scored a goal. We all wanted him to score a goal. He's had one header, which I think was a bit of a 50-50. He gets his head on. But the second one, a diving header where he kind of peels off his man, goes around the back, I think he knew himself. He spent a good few seconds on the floor and he knew that he should have scored that goal. But we won't hold him against him. He's seeing it for Norwich or Burnley or Chelsea, and he best had to. And again, important thing to remember is it's going to take Virgil van Dyke a while to see the one that we know and love. It's all about fitness for him at this moment in time. I'm sure it is an emotional moment for him. Obviously, he came on with Joe Gomez against Hertha Berlin, but obviously coming back and playing to Anfield, getting a standing ovation and stuff like that. It's all about building blocks for Virgil van Dyke. Whether he'll be in the conversation for Norwich, I'm sure you can let me know in the comments whether you think he should be. I'm still a bit 50-50, but I'm also inclined to say that most of this team might start against Norwich. We just don't know. The Baileys again, Van Dijk 7, Stevo 7, Craig Kennedy 6, Musa with an 8. I want to give him a 7, but his first game back at Anfield, so he gets a 9. Tenerife scored that header. I'm going to give him 7. That's not even a number. I'll give him a 7.5 because we can. Equally, oh my God, I made a mess of that. Joel Matip, something probably similar. It's about getting minutes under his belt. We've seen periods of Joel Matip playing games after games after games, which we haven't seen for a long time in his Liverpool career. For me, you bring something else to the side, as does Virgil van Dijk. We're talking about, long balls over the top, cutting out people that are trying to press us. You can find out Sadio Mane, you can find Mo Salah, which he did several times in that game. Ping it out to Trent if you need to, ping it to Robertson. He's also got that Matip mazy run where, if nothing's on, he's quite committed to going forward, but I think he also showed signs of his defensive work as well. In particular, one moment, he just ushered his man down the line, used his strength, put him on his backside, and then just kind of walked away with the ball. So I'm very impressed with Joel Matip in terms of the way that he's playing. And again, his fitness, he got a lot of minute under his belt again today. And touch wood, he's fine for the next one. Matip 6, Van Dijk 6 as well, Matip 8, Joel 7. Yeah, I don't think he really put a foot wrong, to be honest with you, nor did he do anything that was kind of spectacular. So I think Joel Matip also gets a 7 from me. O'Brien Dennis says, Joel 7, second half looked good, just have to close his legs. Oh, yeah. For the goal, yeah, completely missed that out. Completely forgot that was a thing that happened. But obviously, yeah, just Matip, I think Trent, and I want to say Harvey Elliott all go to the ball. Joel Matip gets nutmegged. He tries to flick his leg behind and completely misses. Van Dijk on that as well. Again, it's just a bit unlucky, I think. And then obviously the man overlapping and he's in behind Beck and he scores a goal. Trent Alexander-Arnold next. Get your scores in for him in the comments and I'll read some of those out in a second. But very similar to Andy Robertson. How many times have we said that across the seasons? But it's the fact that, he knows he can commit forward because he's got these two lads behind him. I think, again, his interplay with Harvey Elliott, with Mo Salah, interchanging play, little 1-2s, little give and goes. There's little bits of triangles as well towards the edge of the box. And the composure as well, I suppose, in that confidence that he knows he can play a 1-2 with Harvey Elliott because he knows Harvey Elliott, which we'll come on to shortly, can do the dirty work. But there was a moment where I think Salah had the ball. He tried to play it to Trent, who made a run. But Trent carried on his run, but Salah was doing the dirty work and coming back and tracking back. So that's what you want. It's that team play, that team ethic. Again, Trent, balls round the corner for Mo Salah, balls over the top. There was one delicious ball that he played round the corner, I think was Harvey Elliott. He kind of flicked it round the corner and then made another run. So we're seeing some exciting football for Liverpool. I really enjoyed that game, to be honest with you, and enjoyed his performance as well. Steve says Trent 8, the Baileys 8.5. Danny says Trent 8, 8, 8, 8 and 1 7. So it's only fair that we give Trent an 8. I'm very impressed with him. James Milner, again, playing that 6 role. I don't think we'll see too much of that this season, but as his circumstances with the players that we have available, and of course there's another friendly tomorrow, and this midfield, actually, I think we've seen it quite a lot in pre-season games. I think it's worked quite well. It's another question as to whether that will work in Premier League games and the standards a bit higher. I don't think we will. But to be fair to him, moments where I think the game was a bit chaotic, particularly in the first 10-15 minutes. I'm not sure that was excitement of the fans or the opposition or just what we were doing. It seemed a bit kind of like pinball-y, kind of everywhere. But you can count on James Milner to do, kind of fill in for Robertson, to fill in for Trent, to, get back in there and help the defence out as and when needed. There was moments where he lost the ball, but then within split seconds he's back and he's shoving people off the ball and winning the ball back. He's playing balls that are out wide to Mo Salah, who's in bags of space. And I just think that the team unity that we had in that game, as I was saying to Errol in the live stream, I'm seeing Liverpool that, not last season, the season before, the Liverpool that I recognise, and we're able to get people in James Milner involved in the game. So again, I don't think it was anything too fancy, but with James Milner, you don't really get that. Obviously, he had a brief moment where he goes down after getting a kick as well, but hopefully he's all fine. So just a typical James Milner sound game, I think, for me. 6.5s in the comments. Danny Smith said he made some good plays when he needed to. 7. Yeah, I'm happy to go for a 7 with James Milner. Let's go for Navigator, who's just going woof and just hooking us all back in. Each game, I'm just going a little bit more, and a little bit more. I think it was about 70 or 80 minutes that he got under his belt again today, which, you know, to be fair, and I include myself in this, I'll take 20 minutes. I'll take 20 minutes a game. 20 minutes. You can do 20 minutes. Doesn't get injured. He's fine. And he's starting to stack those minutes up in this pre-season, and he's putting that together with performances as well. We've all mentioned, I don't think his quality as a player, what he brings to the side and what he can do has ever been in doubt. It's always just been his fitness. And again, he showed it again today. He's doing step-overs, going past the man. He's shoving people off the ball. He's got close control in between his feet in tight spaces. He can go past the man. He's playing it around corners. His all-round game, I just think, is impressive. I'm really excited to see him this season. Not to touch wood again, because it's always with the caveat, if he can just stay fit. And but I said, game by game, he's convincing me by the sounds of the comments, or looks of the comments, sorry. He's convincing you guys at home, seeing lots of 8s and seeing a couple of 9s, 1, 7, 8, 9. And I think he, as I said, he brings something else to this midfield. Again, I used the Hertha Berlin game as a reference, but he did it in this game as well. He's playing quick passes. He's playing up Liverpool forwards to get us up the pitch. Our transitional play over the past, 6 to 12 months hasn't been great because of the plays that we've had. Keita looks to get the ball and first time and get us up the pitch and get us on the attack and get us goals. So I'm very, very encouraged by him. I'm going to go with the comments, apart from the one that says grade 3 tear, 4 months. I hope that's not... oh shit, that's Andy Robertson. Anyway, Navigator gets an 8. Harvey Elliott, who I'm going to assume is most people's man of the match because I know it was Errol's, and I don't think it's hard to disagree with that. Everything I've just said about Navigator there, same for this lad as well. We've seen this again, this midfield over the past couple of weeks. I think that's them getting used to each other, but I think this lad, there was question marks of what he could bring to this team, what his role would be, not just in the squad, but also, does he go back out on loan? Does he go to a Championship side? Does he go to a Premier League side? I think as much as this guy's hooking us back in, I think this guy's also convinced us that he can do a job within the first team squad this season, and he certainly is for me. I don't want to speak for you guys at home. If you think different, let me know in the comments below. But I like his aggression, I like his endeavour, I like his drive, I like the fact that he backs himself, I like his confidence, I like his decision making. There's times where he's on the edge of the box, and we found ourselves in this situation last season before where we want someone to shoot, we want someone to have a pop at goal, and he has one early in the first half, and he screams at himself because he thinks, I can do better than that. And in the second half he does, and he just hits the post bar thing, and then it's like, that literally should have gone in. But there was moments where he had those 3 players in front of him, and he's not having pop shots. He's not just like scraping for anything to happen, for glory, for a snapshots or anything. He's no, keep the ball. I'll just play it out wide to the right. I've got my mate Mo there. I've got Trent there. I've got some other lads there. He's making again a bit like Robertson was, but he's doing, he's going around the outside of Mo Salah to give him an option to create some space for him. He's going on the inside. He's going, to the byline to cross balls in. I just think there's so many abilities that he's got in his locker. I don't think you can give to people, and stuff that he's, maybe not his shooting today because I think he was just unlucky, but I've seen it in other pre-season games where you can work on things. So that means he's only going to get better. And obviously towards late in the second half when we make a substitute, Mo Salah moves into the middle and Harvey Elliott comes out there, which is where that shot comes from. He's versatile, so we might see him in bits this season in the middle. We might see him down the left. To get some of your comments. Harvey, 100 out of 10. Man of the match, 10 out of 10. 10, 10, 10, a 7. Yeah, Elliott's ready for the first team. He can change things up. I can see Harvey filling for Mo when he goes to AFCON. Is interesting. I'm just gonna give him a 10 because I'm in a good mood because Liverpool are back playing football at Anfield. If you disagree with that, you go for it. You knock yourselves out in the comments. Moving on to the forward line now. Sadio Mane. Again, we had a discussion on the watch along. I've enjoyed watching Sadio Mane this pre-season. I think you've seen. I don't think his effort has ever been a question, but I think his physical capabilities in terms of being run into the ground, being shattered, being mentally drained by what had gone on last season. You know, it was really hard for us to watch football last season at times, and you know, you go after a game, you're not in a good mood or whatever else. For these lads, that, you know, it was happening to them, you know, week in, week out. They don't want to play like they did last season, but I think he thrives on, you know, him having the ball. He can make runs into the far corner. We can stretch teams. We can have Trent and Salah pulling the play wide, managing bags of space. You know, he's strong, he's quick, he fights for things. He looks like he's got his energy back. He looks like he's put last season behind him. He's had a physical break, a mental break. He's obviously involved in the goal as well. I think he could have had some more as well. I think Naby Keita's the one that plays him through and he fires at the goalkeeper. You could be slightly critical and say he should have put it in one of the corners and he gets a goal there himself. But I thoroughly enjoyed watching Sadio Mane, and I think Sadio Mane will be back. I don't think it will be the one from last season. I think it'll be one from this season before. And I think he's absolutely buzz off playing with his mates. And don't forget, in all this, there's still Thiago and Fabinho and Jordan Henderson and all that. So I think he's bang up for this season, and I can't wait to see him. In the comments, Mane 7 and 9, 7.5, another 9.8, 8.5. Let's go with an 8.5 for Sadio. I'm not sure whether Chris does 0.5s, but Chris isn't here, so it doesn't really matter. Diogo Jota, the man who gets the goal, very impressed with him. You know, gets himself on the score sheet, and that's also been encouraging. If you're just taking it on the face of pre-season and the bigger picture of kind of what's going on. We're seeing goals from Mane, Taki, Salah, Diogo Jota. That's what you want from pre-season. You want these lads to kind of gain confidence, to kind of know their role. First half, I thought he was energetic. I thought he was a bit of a pain in the arse of the team. We're seeing his pressing, his link-up play, interchanging with Mo and Mane at times as well. I think he takes his goal really well. I don't think it's an easy finish, but it goes into the bottom right-hand corner past the goalkeeper, and he's obviously buzzing with it as well. So second half, I think he dipped off. I'm not sure that's a consequence of how the play went. I think, you know, Athletic Bilbao for a pre-season game were bang up for that. I think they were a real tough test for us, whether on midfield was tiring or whatever else, but he did kind of dip off, and obviously he dipped even further off when he got substituted. So lots of 9s, 8s, 8.5. Yeah, I'll go with an 8 for Diogo Jota. Obviously, we might get a little bit of a bonus because he gets himself a goal in that situation, but if you give a 9, I would not argue with you. Mo Salah, before we get onto some of the substitutes, again, it's just, you can tell he's had a rest. So the runs that he's making, the fact that he finds himself in bags of space, there's times where there's 2 people in front of him, but then he's got midfielders in Harvey Elliott that are, you know, going either in the channel or are they going around the outside for him. He didn't have that for large parts of last season, particularly after Christmas, because Gini's not doing that. James Milner isn't doing that. We're playing all these low block sides, and I know this side wasn't low block. They gave us, you know, as good as they got, to be honest with you. But I'm seeing him again cutting on his inside left foot. He's not making snap decisions. I think he's really unlucky as well not to get an assist for Diogo Jota. He cuts himself, gets himself down to the byline. It's outside of his left boot or his right boot, straight across the goal line, and Jota should really have another goal there. And if he did, I probably would have given him the 9. But again, Mo Salah, really energetic, running in behind, constantly making runs. And again, the thing that stuck out for me, which I know he can do, which he's capable of doing, and I did mention this before, was when he lost the ball trying to play Trent in, and it wasn't even a question. It was get back, win the ball, press, and he does that. So I'm seeing real unity from this Liverpool side, and that's really impressed me. Your comments, 7, 8, 7, 7, 7, 7. Someone just says 100. Yeah, we'll give him a 7.5, I think, for Mo. Apologies for my writing. Don't forget, there's a man of the match poll at the top. We'll get to shortly once I've spoken to Tom. Loads of people saying Robertson's going to be out for 4 months. That's not true. I'm just going to throw that. It's nothing gets confirmed, so don't listen to Twitterati until, you know, one of the big boys. In fact, until the club have confirmed it, you'll know very then. It's impossible to know now because it'll bruise and get bigger and whatever else. Anyway, substitutes. Pistaluga, you didn't play, so I'm not sure why you're there. You didn't play. Reece Williams, fine. I think he wasn't on for very long. Good moments of ushering the ball out. He's tried to play a long ball. In fact, he did play a long ball, which I think he's gaining confidence for him. I think there's a lot less pressure on him. Obviously, I know it's pre-season, but, you know, he knows he's got these big lads behind him. He's not going to play loads of football, but he'll gain loads of confidence from last season and what he's doing. I'm not even going to bother rating him, to be honest. In fact, I'm not going to bother rating any of these lads. If you've got any ratings for them, go for it in the comments. Knock yourself out. Yeah. So yeah, great impression for all these lads. One lad who did impress me actually, who will give a rating, is Owen Beck. Again, I wasn't too sure what would happen obviously when he comes on just after half time when Robertson goes off injured. I think we've shown bright moments. He's played the odd, was it one of the half-an-hour games that I think he played, and maybe one of the 60-minute ones. In fact, I don't think he did because Simicast played. Anyway, bombing forward, bags of confidence, did not look out of place at all. Again, I know it's pre-season, but again, aggressive on the front foot, in an attacking sense. I thought he was absolutely brilliant, and there was moments again where he was getting back, doing the defensive work, getting his body on the line, throwing himself at the ball. I don't think you could ask a lot more from a young kid in that sense. Again, in front of 40,000 fans at Anfield, he could have felt the pressure, but yeah, he looked largely sound. So maybe Simicast has got something to be concerned about for the Norwich game. So Beck. I agree. Just a couple of 7s, couple of 8s. Let's give him a 7, and I don't think the rest of the lads really stood out, so I'm not going to bother with them. But to your man of the match poll, Elliot. So Thomas screaming in my ear. Harvey Elliott won the man of the match poll. Hopefully doing a few more of those throughout as the season goes on. Keep coming with your thoughts, your comments, and your ratings after the fact. If you're not watching this live, I'll be back very soon. Me and Errol are now going to do an instant match reaction. We should be out on the website shortly after recording that. A bit more in-depth analysis on what we thought of the team, what we thought of the game, what we thought of people being back at Anfield and the ticketing system and all that nonsense. Didn't go very well, and of course we'll probably do a bit more on Andy Robertson and what that means. If you're not watching, you're not busy tomorrow, John Machin will be doing the live watch along with Paul Machin. I think that's a Redmen TV first. Yeah, it's Redmen TV first. John's not done that before. I'm sure it'll be a great watch. So if you're not going to the game tomorrow, you're going to watch it from home. Make sure you tune in and listen to Paul and John, Machin Senior and Machin Junior do the commentary. We'll be back shortly. We'll see you soon. Ta-ra.
Hey everyone, our brand new book has landed. Hendo, 10 Years a Red, premium collector's edition, the definitive Jordan Henderson collection in A4 size, 200 pages, full colour, incredible insight, in-depth knowledge, and the stories of his rise from a young boy in Sunderland all the way through their academy to the Premier League, taking the captain's armband, becoming the captain, and leading Liverpool to be champions of everything and beyond as well. It's got his greatest moments season on season, some incredible, unique, phenomenal custom artwork from some of the best Liverpool artists on the scene, incredible high definition photos of his best moments as well. It is an incredible Jordan Henderson collection, and it fits right in your hands, just about. It is a behemoth of a book. It is incredible, and it is available right now. You can get it, and you can learn more about the Liverpool skipper from the people who are closest to him on that journey: friends, family, coaches, players and managers. Yes, it is Hendo, 10 Years of Red, and it is available right now on redmenmerch.com. Get involved.